A promised land. Page 9. I felt lousy, as she intended it to. Her question stayed with me for a long time. For my mother, the world was full of opportunities for moral instruction. But I never knew her to get involved in a political campaign. Like my grandparents, she was suspicious of platforms, doctrines, absolutes, preferring to express her values on a smaller canvas.
The world is complicated, Bar. That's why it's interesting.
Dismayed by the war in Southeast Asia, she'd end up spending most of her life there, absorbing the language and culture, setting up micro-lending programs for people in poverty long before microcredit became trendy in international development. Appalled by racism, she would marry outside her race, not once but twice, and go on to lavish what seemed like an inexhaustible love on her two brown children. Incensed by societal constraints put upon women, she divorced both men when they proved overbearing or disappointing, carving out a career of her own choosing, raising her kids according to her own standards of decency, and pretty much doing whatever she damn well pleased. In my mother's world, the personal really was political, although she wouldn't have had much use for the slogan. None of this is to say that she lacked ambition for her son. Despite the financial strain, she and my grandparents would send me to Punahou, Hawaii's top prep school. The thought of me not going to college was never entertained. But no one in my family would ever have suggested I might hold public office someday. If you'd asked my mother, she might have imagined that I'd end up heading a philanthropic institution like the Ford Foundation. My grandparents would have loved to see me become a judge or a great courtroom lawyer like Perry Mason. Might as well put that smart mouth of his to use, Gramps would say. Since I didn't know my father, he didn't have much input. I vaguely understood that he had worked for the Kenyan government for a time. And when I was 10, he traveled from Kenya to stay with us for a month in Honolulu. That was the first and last I saw of him. After that, I heard from him only through the occasional letter, written on thin blue airmail paper that was preprinted to fold and address without an envelope. Your mother tells me you think you may want to study architecture. One letter might read, I think this is a very practical profession, and one that can be practiced anywhere in the world. It was not much to go on. That's the end of page 9. Please press the next button, or press the next end screen, on the right side of the screen for page 10.